Very, very important message for you before I say anything else. Don't ever go anywhere without backup. And when I say backup, I mean like very, very strong, serious backup. Now, they say learn from the elders, right? Omoyele Sowore is one of Nigeria's elders, in quotes, leading protests, leading the drive and the movement for good governance and all of that. Well, he appeared in court recently with native doctors right there with him in the courtroom. So I was just thinking about it, trying to discuss it with a few friends, and we're like, the point there is don't go anywhere without backup. And I was wondering, what are native doctors going to do in court? Make of that whatever you will. Anyways, welcome to Unplug. Thank you so much for joining. It's another time for us to go through all the updates in the world of entertainment, politics, news, sports, every single thing. We just want to keep ourselves updated here on the show. And big story for today, the vaccines are finally in Nigeria. We'll be letting you know the details about that much later on in the show. But then first of all, we'll start with some entertainment news. And we're starting with the official star girl. Before I would have said self-acclaimed, but of course she trademarked it. And now she's now official star girl. Erica is going to be featuring and starring in a new movie. A lot of people have been saying, oh, Erica is an actress, now you're an actress. We have not seen you in any, in fact, we saw Nengi in a movie before you. Now we have even seen Neo in an upcoming movie. But what's of star girl? Anyways, star girl has replied all the critics who said like, she hasn't done anything remotely related to movies recently. Well, she's going to be starring in a movie titled Devil in Agbada. Devil in Agbada. That is going to be the name of the movie. It centers around three ladies who seem to be teaming up together to take down some evil people somewhat. I'm not going to spoil it for you because I have more information, but that is what it's all about. Now let's move on. Let's talk Katarina. Katarina has been the center of a tattoo issue for a while, and a fan tattooed her name on her thigh and was expecting some kind of compensation for that, but it wasn't forthcoming. Katarina came and said all sorts of things. Well, now the fan has resurfaced and has slammed Katarina and is like, look at you calling yourself boss lady. You are not even a real boss. You don't have the attributes of a good or real true boss. And she now spoke about T-Boss and said T-Boss is the real boss, because T-Boss actually spoke out during that whole tattoo saga and was like, she said one or two things, and the lady is saying, look, T-Boss is the real boss. As for you, Katarina, you are not a boss at all, so please stop going around calling yourself boss lady. Speaking of which, don't forget that Katarina has also trademarked boss lady. Okay, let's move on. Let's talk Toke Makinwa. Toke Makinwa has shared a very, very big ambition, and she's saying that before she turns 40, she wants to become a billionaire. Like she has to become a billionaire before she turns 40. And she's 36 right now, so she's got about 4 years. And it's not impossible, right? Whatever you set your heart to do, you can definitely achieve it. So fingers crossed for Tokes there. Okay, now Mercy Johnson posted a very interesting video with her children on Instagram, and the caption was even more interesting. The caption was, "And we walked on water." Now the video was made by the poolside, but did they actually walk on water? No. Sorry to burst that small foaming bubble, but they did not walk on water. They were just having fun by the pool and all of that. And of course, people flooded to the comments and started saying, oh my, I cannot even swim, but look at these small children already swimming. Well, go and learn how to swim. Okay? Something very interesting really happened. Something really interesting happened yesterday in Delta State, and there was this man who really made me laugh because he decided that he was going to donate. Should I say donate now? Can we call it a donation? But it was like sowing a seed in church, and then he decided that he was going to use his family house to sow a seed to his church, right? This man had recently returned from abroad where he has been living most of his life, and he became very religious. His parents actually supported his newfound love for religion, and sometime last year or thereabouts, he took his car and sold it to the church. He gave it to the church, and then all of a sudden he did the same with the family house, but did not let anybody know. All of a sudden, his father noticed that people came and started looking at the house funny, and he was just told all of a sudden that the house had been valued and was ready to be sold at 25 million naira. Just like that, he didn't know anything about it. The documentation was already with them and has become a big issue. The man had to write to the pastor of the church, of the branch in the city where they live in, and also to the general overseer. Because, I mean, how would you just come and remove food from my mouth? Remove a roof from over my head just like that? This boy didn't tell me what he was going to do. Quite interesting story. We'll still keep our fingers crossed and watch how that one develops, and we'll let you know what happens, okay? Moving on now, let's talk about the vaccine. I was celebrating earlier that the vaccines have arrived. Yes, they have. Our 3.9 million doses of the Oxford AstraZeneca COVID-19 vaccine. And it's important for you to note that the president, President Muhammadu Buhari, and his vice, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, will be the first to receive the vaccine, their doses, and they'll be getting their doses on Saturday. All right, they'll be getting their doses on Saturday this very weekend. Well, we're waiting to see what happens with distribution after the most important people, in quotes, get the vaccine. That is still something that a lot of people are talking and debating about. As time goes on, we'll see what happens. All right. Now let's move on. The girls that were abducted from Jangebe in Zamfara State, 279 of them, thankfully, have been released. They were released in the early hours of this morning, and it definitely calls for celebration. They were all treated to a kind of address, and they were congratulating, their parents were congratulated for their successful release. And it's really good that these girls have been released, but we are hearing of all these kidnapped children being released, but we are not hearing of any arrests being made. What is actually being done to nab those who are behind all these crimes? That, I feel, is the most important thing we should be talking about right now. It's not just to celebrate their release, but make efforts. Well, the president has come out to reiterate his commitment to ensuring that these crimes do not continue, but we don't want just words. Talk is cheap. We want serious action. All right. Now, fuel scarcity is becoming a big issue in FCT, the capital, and in other parts of the country. But the NNPC has come out to clear the air on the issue and are saying that they have no plans whatsoever to increase the pump price of petrol, and there are no plans to increase the price. That people should stop panic buying. People should stop hoarding as well. Okay, if you don't have any plans, what exactly is going on then? What really is going on? We're seeing queues everywhere. There are no cabs to convey people. What exactly is happening? And you say this is not happening. But anyways, let's just hope that a solution is found quickly and we can move on from this mess, because it's really, really terrible in some parts of the country. All right. Away from that now, let's talk Obafemi Martins and Burna Boy. Burna Boy sometimes can be in the news for all sorts of negative reasons. The other time he bashed someone's car allegedly and just went away, didn't do anything about it. This time he was reported to be in a brawl at a club with Obafemi Martins, legendary Nigerian footballer, right? Yeah, you remember him. It was reported that they exchanged words. And apparently, Obafemi Martins perhaps threw a hand at Burna Boy and maybe one of his boys as well. CDQ also got involved in the entire conversation and was telling Burna Boy that he should not let his self-acclaimed African giant title get to his head, but he should just go and apologize to Obafemi Martins. We don't know what the latest on that one is, but as soon as we get it, of course, everybody is definitely going to dish it out to you. But who do you think would be at fault in this kind of situation? Do you think it will be Burna Boy in his usual problematic manner, or do you think it was probably Obafemi Martins' fault? I'm not saying anything, I'm just asking. Okay, now let's move away from that. Let's talk Regina Daniels. Regina Daniels yesterday was in the comment section of Messi, AK, Messi was posing in this beautiful private jet, and Regina Daniels went there and was like, goals, you know, with all the love and everything. Apparently, somebody was not very happy with that. In the comment section, just blasted Regina Daniels. I was like, aren't you content with your shaggy life? Wow, from where? Just like that? Isn't she content with her shaggy life? Well, Regina Daniels didn't even have to respond. A lot of people came to her defense and blasted this particular person who just attacked her out of nowhere. But Regina Daniels looking beautiful as always, and of course Messi AK also looking beautiful as always. That is the moral of the story for me. Now I am moving on to Chimamanda Adichie, and of course it's not very pleasant news because it has been reported that she has lost her mother, and this is very sad news for lovers of Chimamanda Adichie. Someone like me who really loves the woman, loves her work and her books. It's quite sad news to hear, and we're waiting to hear from Chimamanda herself, but it has been reported, it's all over the news already, that she has lost her mother, and we hope that she finds the fortitude and the comfort that she needs at this time. Okay, now let's move on from all of that. Let's talk the governor of New York State, that is Andrew Cuomo, is being told to resign. This is because allegedly the third woman is coming out to accuse Governor Cuomo of sexual assault. I'm like, oh wow, third woman. It's not the first time, it's not the second time, but the third different woman is accusing Governor Cuomo of sexual assault, and there are calls from here and there for him to resign. And he has been, you know, at the center of a lot of controversy before, especially during the COVID-19 pandemic and the way he runs things in his states. But this might be a really major one, and we don't know how he's going to respond to it just yet. All right, well, that is that about that. Let's move on now to sports, where in Barcelona, Catalonia to be precise, the Barca Gate case has become a major issue as Catalonian police raided Barcelona yesterday and arrested former President Josep Maria Bartomeu. Now, if you know what the Barca Gate case is, you know that he was accused one time of hiring a PR company to boost his image while smearing the image of some important players like Xavi, Andres Iniesta, and Lionel Messi. At first, investigation started last year, but then stopped. But the police did not just leave it at that. Now they have come back, they raided the entire club, got some files, and arrested some people, including Bartomeu. So that is the latest that we know, and whatever happens next, we'll definitely keep you posted. And now Zlatan Ibrahimovic got himself injured in the second half of their Serie A game against AS Roma. And he is definitely going to be missing the first leg of the reunion with Manchester United in the Europa League. Well, the second leg he might be back, but we do not know. But he's going to be missing every single game in that time frame in the league and of course in Europe. So Manchester United fans hoping to see Ibrahimovic, not yet. All right. But that is all we have on Unplug for today. Thank you so much for being a part of the show. Always a pleasure to be here bringing you the news. And until next time, my name remains Victor. This is Every NG. Goodbye.